Hi, James. I know it's been quite a while, but I wanted to give you an update, share some very positive news, as well as I want to thank you again. So, I've been doing Penn State. I'm in my second semester right now. Penn State Masters of Information Science Online. And I wanted to say is thank you for the conversations that we had and the encouragement. And um, I think it's been good. I actually changed jobs as well last year. I went from Warner Brothers to the city of Santa Monica, and so I've been working in their IT department there. And the idea behind that was going someplace that's more stable, but also something where I can have more free time to be able to focus on school. And it's been actually not as chill as I would have thought, but I'm working on building a lot of automation, and I have a CIO that's supportive, so I feel like I'm in a good situation there. But just wasn't exactly what I was thinking initially. School wise, so I'm glad that I'm in school, and I think that where I'm at in my career, and this is I guess something I would share for your other students, is that where I am in my career, having been in entertainment for 10 years and the projects that I've worked on, I don't think that there's any specific date or specific time I can say when a program is really good for somebody. I think it really depends on their experience and where they're at. And I think for me, having been on some larger enterprise projects, a lot of Microsoft stuff, M&A stuff, that gave me the exposure and the experience to understand a lot of the concepts ahead of time in these classes, such as ERP systems, automations, security, and working at a much larger scale. Whereas I've seen other teammates that I've had where they're directors, even or engineers, like Salesforce engineer or IBM consultants, and they don't have the experience and they don't have the knowledge or just I think the awareness that I would have expected. But I think also too, having done a lot of research on schools, I was looking at like seven different schools, but and the trends that I'm seeing is schools are hurting financially. And you know, being a professor and teaching part of the time, I have some other friends that are on the high school side. I know you're at the college side, but that schools in general, I notice they are, I think, hurting financially, and so they're opening up their doors to more students, online students, whatever they can, especially international students because they pay a lot more. But I think for me, um, it's also a sign that there aren't as many students that are as hardcore or just as dedicated as me. And something that might be an interesting stat is I had a class that was with the department chairman, and we were talking about this because it's group work, and I had a group that wasn't collaborating. And so the chairman and I, he's been on all those chats, and basically it was, yeah, online, one out of five people will be like Utai, and they'll take initiative and they'll really try to get on things. But even in person, only 50% of the class is really participating or really putting an effort. And the online, I could see that because people are like, hey, company's going to pay for it, something like that. But in person, that was just a real shocker to me that only 50%. Like, I was expecting it to be like 75%, 80%, something like that. So I don't know what it's like in the teaching world over here, or from your perspective. It'd be kind of interesting since you are a professor as well. But for me, though, I still think that it's important. I still think it's something of value and something that I want to pursue. I'm not exactly sure what I would do afterwards. Maybe I'd be a professor at a community college, or maybe I would go back in the private sector and use that as a stepping stone and go from there. But I'm glad to be doing the class and to be getting the experience and seeing where I'm at. And I think I'm in a pretty good position, far ahead experience wise, at least so far. But it's only been a couple of classes. Also, too, I wanted to say that Chris says hi. I was with Brian, and we went to Chris's house out in the 626 area, and or it might have been past that, but we were doing a Gundam build day, so that's something that Brian really likes, and it was fun to meet Chris, and he mentioned you as well because he talked about being a teacher and students and stuff like that. But the last thing I wanted to add in, and this is something that you mentioned when not only from school but also from work perspective, and this has come in clutch a lot, is managers like to think fast, not hard. And so a lot of times I have used that line to myself or in talking with other people, because when it comes to presenting things, explaining things, think fast, not hard, and that has been a really great line. So, James, I just wanted to say thank you again. Love to chat with you again. I know you're super busy, but I just wanted to say that the conversations that we had last year were incredibly beneficial, and that I've continued to press on in that direction, doing school, continuing to working on tech, continuing to learn to grow tech, but also too the wisdom that you provided as well is also something that I've kept with me and will continue to keep with me. So, James, have a good night and talk to you later.